Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Manchester United star Ahmad has hit back at Gabriel Magalhaes after the Arsenal star was reported to say he has scored more than all of United's forwards, but didn't realise they were fake quotes. United drew 1-1 with the Gunners at Old Trafford on Sunday, despite being the underdogs, with the Red Devils in 14th place in the league, while Arsenal are second behind Liverpool. Ruben Amorim said we're unlucky not to win the game after missing a late chance through Bruno Fernandes, who had earlier broke the deadlock before Declan Rice's equaliser. And with United finishing the game as the stronger side, Ahmad teased Gabriel by posting a meme of teammate Joshua Zirkzee waving to Arsenal fans following their penalty shootout win over the Gunners in the FA Cup in January. It was in response to a fake meme of the defender being asked, "Are you particularly scared of any United attackers you might face on Sunday?" with the player replying, "I'm pretty sure I've scored more than all of them." Supporters were quick to warn Ahmad, who is currently injured until the summer, that the quotes weren't real, as one said, "You've been trolled, my son." Another wrote, "It isn't a real quote. Gabriel didn't say that LOL," while a third noted how Diallo had been duped by an account labelled Troll Football, adding, "Our star player is falling for fake quotes from Troll Football." Arsenal fans also took pleasure in seeing Diallo fall for it, as one said sat in 14th, closer to relegation zone than Arsenal, while their players are more focused on point scoring over fake quotes. "I genuinely thought that this was a fake account," another fan said. "It's even funnier that he's responded to a page that's called Troll Football and it's a fake quote." Despite Gabriel's quote being fake, the 27-year-old has scored as just many as Zirkzee has in the Premier League after netting 3 times so far. The Brazilian also has the same amount of goals as Garnacho and more than Højlund's 2 in the top flight, with only Diallo able to say he has outscored the defender after netting 6. Dimitar Berbatov has told Ruben Amorim it's time to adapt his style of play, amid claims concerned Manchester United players have discussed whether a tactical tweak is needed. The Portuguese boss has had a tough start to life in Manchester since his appointment as the club's boss in November. He's won just 5 of his 17 Premier League games in charge, with the former league giants wallowing in 14th place after Sunday's 1-1 draw against Arsenal. While he's currently on a 3-match unbeaten streak in the English top flight, the longest of his United career thus far, they've won just 1 game in their last 5, which has led the former Red Devil striker to concede that it may be time for the ex-Sporting Lisbon boss to adjust his footballing philosophy to earn more positive results. Berbatov, who was recently announced as the European brand ambassador for LiveScore, admitted that while he admires Amorim's approach on the pitch, he has to adapt to the players he currently has at the club if they want to move up the table. Speaking exclusively to Mirror Football, the 2-time Premier League winner said, "Although I admire his approach and not wanting to change his principles of play and say this is my way of playing football, I will stick to this. No matter what. I think maybe he needs to shuffle a little bit, maybe try it once, and see what is going to happen with the players that he has at his disposal right now. Because obviously with the players, this system is not producing the football that everybody is expecting." Berbatov's verdict comes on the back of reports that some United players have discussed whether their manager should change how they play. According to the Mail, several players have spoken about whether a change of plan would help the team for the better in the remaining few months of the season. While Amorim's preferred 3-4-3 formation was a massive success in Portugal, he's failed to replicate the same kind of success in England. This has left the 40-year-old subject to considerable criticism, with the stubborn boss refusing to move away from his philosophy, despite it not transferring into points on the board. The report further claims that there is a belief among numerous players that there are growing concerns that the damaging defeats they've suffered this season will continue until Amorim at least considers adapting his approach. United's dire form this campaign had led some to question whether they'd be dragged into the relegation dogfight, but with 17 points separating them and 18th placed Ipswich Town, it's fair to assume the Red Devils will be playing Premier League football next season. Despite the likelihood of their survival, Berbatov said that United's change of style will only have to be in use until they know they won't be fighting relegation to the Championship. I'm sure he's not producing the football that he is expecting, the former Tottenham Hotspur striker added. So maybe just try to change a bit until the end of the season and try to get as high as possible into the table. And when you have the comfort of knowing that you're going to finish the season in a positive way and you're not going to fight for relegation. I don't even believe that I'm saying this. It sounds remarkable. It sounds unbelievable, but to give you that peace of mind that you get if you try to change something and get even more out of your players. Sir Jim Ratcliffe still wants Manchester United to earn a Premier League title by 2028, despite claims the club had already given up on their mission to earn a title in time for the club's 150th anniversary. Chief Executive Omar Barada announced upon his arrival at Old Trafford last summer that co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe had set his sights on taking the title by 2028 to celebrate the landmark date. However, amid the club's issues with the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, sky-high debt and struggles on the pitch, reality was said to have kicked in. The board is said to have accepted that Ruben Amorim is working with his hands tied behind his back and faces a monumental task moving forward. There was an expectation that the club would have performed better than the 5 wins in 17 Premier League matches, however. There is said to be an understanding that the poor state of the squad Amorim inherited from Erik, Ten Hag and the club's financial position will add greater difficulty to the 40-year-old's task. Ratcliffe has not given up on his ambition, however. The United co-owner pointed to Arsenal and Liverpool as to reasons success could quickly be achieved. Though the former look set to finish as Premier League runners-up for a 3rd season in a row, they did bounce back from not qualifying for Europe to title hopefuls. I don't think it's mission impossible. I think it's good to have goals and objectives, Ratcliffe told BBC. If you look at Arsenal, if you look at Liverpool, if you look at the period of time it took them to get the house in order and get back to winning ways, that's probably slightly on the short end of the spectrum. But it's not impossible. Ratcliffe also admitted the club would have money to spend in the summer, but sales would decide the budget. Obviously that budget changes, but upon who we may choose to sell, because that would supplement the budget, he said. Though the likes of Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho have previously been said to be available for sale for the correct price, Ratcliffe has claimed that the club will not sell players simply because of its financial issues. No, we won't be selling players because of the state we are in financially, he said. The club had got bloated, so we reduced that and will finish it with a lean and efficient organisation. That's how we will address the costs. The player decisions will all be focused on how we are going to improve performance. That's all. Manchester United star Bruno Fernandes has been brutally told he would only be good enough to hand out bibs to the club's iconic class of '92 team by Harry Redknapp. The United captain has been one of their best players in a difficult season after netting in their 1-1 draw against Arsenal on Sunday, continuing a superb run that has seen him score 3 and assist 2 in the team's last 7 matches. The Portuguese playmaker has often rescued United in crucial moments after scoring 12 goals in all competitions and assisting 11, but has been unable to lift the Red Devils out of their slump in mid-table. But despite his own heroic individual efforts, former Tottenham boss Redknapp has been left unimpressed by the 30-year-old and believes he wouldn't get close to starting in the glory days under Sir Alex Ferguson. Back then, the Scot had the luxury of choosing between his talented academy prospects like David Beckham, Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes. The trio are famed for being part of a hugely talented crop of players that emerged in 1992, alongside the likes of Nicky Butt, Gary and Phil Neville. But Redknapp has claimed Fernandez' only role in that group would be to hand out bibs and lay down cones in training. Speaking to The Sun, he said, "It has become a great club in name only. You'd look at the United of Fergie's day and see superstars everywhere. Amorim would just love one. Bruno Fernandes is the closest, and even then no more than a place in the squad. He wouldn't have a prayer of making the team. Who would you drop? Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, Roy Keane, Paul Ince, even Nicky Butt or Darren Fletcher? Not a chance." If Teddy Sheringham and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer struggled to get a game, Fernandez wouldn't get beyond putting the cones down and handing out bibs. Fernandez has had many critics since his arrival at United in 2020, including Roy Keane, who couldn't help but praise him after his excellent free kick against Arsenal on Sunday. "Captain fantastic. I've never doubted his quality, but thought he could do more for the team," he told Sky Sports. What a strike, the power, the technique. Fernandez has made a total of 275 appearances for United since joining for around £68 million from Sporting Lisbon, scoring 91 goals and winning 2 trophies.